Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rianta Palavi Effendi from Medical Faculty Sultan Agung Islam Semarang. Today, our topic is a day with the crew of an air ambulance helicopter. The topic is very important for you because from the patient transfer to vehicle crash, from weather disaster to industrial accident, never knowing what each day will be bring in the one of the lure of being EMS provider. Okay, first in my presentation, I will focus on the major issue to start with. I will describe the definition of air medical service, then I will mention the history of an air medical service. My presentation will take about 5 until 50 minutes. And don't worry about taking note because you can download my presentation file with the link I've put in the description box. If you have any question, you can ask me via email or the other social media. Without any further ado, let's jump to the first issue. Because we jump to first our major issue, okay, I will give you some video about the air medical ambulance and let's enjoy.
Hospital Wing is a nonprofit air medical service. We've been in business for going on 35 years now. We represent a consortium of hospitals, of approximately about 30 hospitals.
Our mission here at Hospital Wing is to do inter-facility transfers, hospitals, etc. We also have scene flights, scene trauma, scene medical flights that we also participate on as well.
You just want to do the best for the patient. We kind of have 3 rules. Keep it simple, stick to the basics, pay attention to detail.
In the critical, life-saving daily operations that we conduct on a day-to-day basis, the choice of aircraft that we use is very critical. It needs to be highly reliable, so we spend a lot of time analyzing the aircraft that we're going to use.
The H-130 T2 is a very powerful machine. I feel very comfortable going in tight locations.
So the EC-130 T2s and B4s provide for a very stable platform so our crews can actually work on a patient in ease and comfort. It also provides for a very smooth platform when landing and transporting our patients to and from the hospitals.
We have formerly flown in the A-Star. We loved it, but now that we've got the 130, we have a lot more accessibility to the patient. We fly nurse paramedic. It allows both the medic and the nurse to have equal access to the patient, head to toe. Probably one of the best things we do like is the space, but being able to see, you've got 3 sets of eyes that you can look out. You've got much more visibility, and the crews really do like it a whole lot better.
Our operations here require us to operate in several different types of environment. We have all the seasons, spring, summer, winter, and fall. Wintertime months, we get a lot more of the rain, the snow, the ice mix. But we also operate in very confined areas. A lot of times we're called to a scene that may be on a roadway, maybe in the trees or the woods. So we have to maneuver the helicopter. The helicopter is very maneuverable and allows us to get into those locations where we wouldn't be able to land.
With us operating the 130s, we're able to meet our scheduled deadlines for our maintenance. So we don't have to worry about pulling the aircraft out of service without making our scheduled maintenance inspections. So for us, that's a huge plus for us. We're able to get the aircraft where we need it to be, and we're able to maintain them safely and do them all at one time.
This really fits our mold very well. It allows us to be in service longer, very low cost to operate, very high reliability, and then the aircraft has lots of safety features that make it very desirable for us. We've been working with Airbus helicopters now for well over 20 years. We've operated them exclusively now for probably about 26 or 27 years. We operate 8 Airbus helicopters, mostly the H-130 line.
Airbus helicopters is great for us. They do excellent customer support for us. I can always count on them in the middle of the night if I need a question answered, and I'm able to reach out to my tech rep. The leadership there has been good for us. If I need answers to questions, I can count on Airbus helicopters.
The economics of the aircraft for us are excellent. They do very well on maintenance, very low cost to operate, very high reliability. You know, the economics allow us to stay viable in a very tough industry to be in. The aircraft and the partnership with Airbus has worked very well to allow us to do that.
I'm going to talk to you today about the air medical service. Air medical service is a comprehensive term covering the use of air transportation, aeroplane or helicopter, to move patients to and from healthcare facility and accident scene. Air medical service have a particular advantage for minor trauma injuries. The controversial theory of the golden hour suggests that minor trauma patients should be transported as quickly as possible to a special trauma center. Therefore, medical response in a helicopter can provide both high level of care at the scene of a trauma and faster transportation to a trauma center. They can also provide critical care when transporting patients from community hospital to trauma center. And now we jump to other topic. And then the other topic is the history of medical service. The use of an air transportation to provide medical evacuation on the battlefield dates to a World War I, but its role was expanded dramatically during the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Later on, aircraft began to be used to the civilian emergency medical service. Air medical service have a particular advantage for a minor trauma injuries, as with many emergency medical service or EMS innovation. Treating patients in flight originated in the military. The concept of using aircraft as ambulance is almost as old as powered flight itself. Also, balloons were not used to evacuate wounded soldiers in the streets of Paris in 1870. Air evacuation was experimented during the First World War. The first recorded British ambulance flight took place in 1917. In Turkey, when a soldier in the Camel Corps who had been shot in the ankle was flown to a hospital in the Haviland DH9 in 45 minutes. First record our medical evacuation in the British Army, the same journey by land would have taken some 3 days to complete. In the 1920s, several services, both official and unofficial, started up in the various parts of the world. Aircraft were still primitive at the time, with limited capabilities, and the effort received mixed review. I think that's all. Remember what I said at the beginning of my talk today? Well, the air ambulance is very important for our safety. That's all about my presentation today. Thank you for being such an attentive audience. And as what I said at the beginning of my presentation, if you have any question, you can ask me via email or other social media. I think that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.